Welcome to Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. That's your final girl, Miss Justine.
Oh, hey there, soul survivor Mr. Josh to my left.
That's me.
That's me.
We are currently... What are we currently doing? We're currently doing current stuff.
We're driving, doing that thing we do in this car because we're a road trip podcast.
We are in our sound booth as we speak, flying down some rural highway onto our yearly cabin trip.
Yeah,
This
we're
will be
going
like, what, our third?
third year,
Mhm.
covering an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah. We gave you Evil Dead 1 and 2. Now we're giving you the Evil Dead, what do you call it? It's not even a remake. It's like a reboot.
It's a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just called Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. It's not the.
2013. Yeah, I guess that's how they differentiate themselves in this franchise. A franchise. It's a French word, Josh. Franchise.
It's so fucking edgy that they don't even need the.
No. They were
Okay.
like, hi, we're Evil Dead.
They're like, the Evil Dead? No. We're Evil Dead.
Sorry.
Okay? We don't have room for the. We're just fucking Evil Dead.
That doesn't fit in the screen, like the font we want to use. And so we're not putting the.
That's probably more like it, honestly. Or they're like, if we don't use the, we don't have to pay as much royalties. Or so, you know?
Who even knows? I mean, the producers are Sam Raimi and like Bruce Campbell's. They definitely signed off on this film, but they gave a huge amount of artistic license and creativity towards director Fede Alvarez.
Yeah, this is it's definitely up there with the better reboots, remakes, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know.
We're rebooting. I'm team reboot.
I'm team reboot too. Reboot too.
I'm team reboot.
I sounded very Canadian when I said that. Reboot. I'm team reboot.
There is discussion, debate, but Tim reboot.
Reboot and debate.
To remake and reboot. And, oh my God.
Are you speaking English now?
Yeah, no, I don't know. We are, but we're just speaking our English.
To set the scene, we're driving through like dead wilderness. There's plains and dead trees. We just passed a dead raccoon.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're on our own Evil Dead trip right now. It's like very kind of like, you know, it's a very
State Highway, 3?
hazy winter day. It's not completely bright, but bright enough to kind of piss you off.
And it's, a chilly, 37 outside. Yeah. So we are super excited, though, because we're going to our cabin in the woods, which is in an area, a lake tourism area of Oklahoma. It's southeast Oklahoma, Broken Bow. And we're staying...
Bigfoot country.
Yeah, we're staying in Bigfoot country. We are staying right next to Beaver's Bend State Park. And the Kiamichi Cabins is our third...
beaver.
Well, we're going to be talking about beaver a little bit. We're staying in the Kiamichi Cabins, Tall Oaks. This will be our third year to stay there.
Our third.
Yes.
That's true. It's our third anniversary of the cabin.
Arthur or our third? Arthur?
Both.
King
our
Arthur?
Our third.
And the round table?
I like that one.
Okay. And we're even driving through a crazy small town, Colgate, Oklahoma. We can go to the little antiques buy, sell, and trade if we really want to.
Yeah.
You want to?
I don't.
Stop the podcast right now.
I don't want to do
that. Do it. So we're going to cover Evil Dead 2013, and but once we get there, it isn't going to be a horrific experience.
No, we're going to be hot tubbing. We're going to be grilling little wieners and marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be... I brought a puzzle.
I brought a new, Disney Haunted Mansion board game. We've got lots of cocktail stuff.
She brought her fire stick.
Oh, you know what? I think that's what I forgot.
I even texted you and reminded you.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
You are evil.
Luckily, we've got lots of other ways of watching streaming. I think we both brought our laptops. So, we can go to my Sonny's Grocery Market to get all of our wieners and our marshmallows and roast them up.
Well, that's no.
Okay. So should we jump? Oh, we're going to take a big, long hike while we're there too. What else are we
you're
doing?
gonna take a hike for forgetting that fire stick.
It's not really that big of a deal. So I'm already over it. You forgot your bathing suit, sir. So
Well, that's
yeah.
because I wanted to go naked.
He's actually a nudist, everyone.
And this is my time to shine
So-
in the bitter cold. Okay.
Bitter cold. No, there is a hot tub. We will have to find some kind of bathing suit attire for Josh, or some shorts, or we're going to have a new best friend experience. We'll see where it lands. But we are super excited to get there. But we have a ways, so let's cover Evil Dead. Let's get into it.
Let's cover it. Let's cover it with blood and gore, bitch.
Honestly, not like too much of a cast to have to name off. It's
You don't know any of them.
there's Jane
Just
Levy,
kidding.
and like she's
she's
been
cool.
on the horror scene for a minute.
She's in
Did Don't Breathe
Don't Breath.
of this, Freddie Alvarez's Don't Breath.
Don't Breath.
And then she was in a recent season of Castle Rock.
Yes, she was.
Played like Jack Torrance's
niece.
Yeah. So, hi girl. You're
Hey, girl,
You're here through the whole movie. You're here to stay. So she's our scream queen, our final girl.
And in this one, she's like a junkie, and everyone is heading to the cab. Oh no, I'm going a little too far. But we'll see her later. Okay.
So opening scene, we get a kind of foggy, forested area. There's a girl soaked in blood. She's stumbling around.
Looks like she's been messed up.
She got fucked up.
And she's running from something. And at first, you think this is kind of like a slasher movie. Like, did they turn Evil Dead into a slasher movie? What's going on?
What is there? An actual bad villain that's running him up?
Why are there men after her in the forest?
Wait, do you see that in the background? They just ran past a tree. Oh, they're hiding behind another tree.
Oh, they just bagged her head.
Oh, shit. They're dragging her into a cellar. Oh, my gosh, they're tying her up. Now it's been revealed. Her face. It's her dad. What?
Her dad's not. You mean... No,
her dad took the bag off.
Yeah,
like she sees her dad. She's
daddy
like, Dad, why do you have me
off?
Why do you have me all tied up to this post?
And she's playing
in the
innocent.
cellar?
She's like, Daddy,
I don't know what's wrong.
Daddy?
There's some lady speaking like Welsh or something, and
why are you doing this to me, Daddy?
reading from a book. We all know
And
Evil Dead. There's always got to be a book.
And then there's like a lot of people without like noses and eyebrows.
Yes, there's some dismembered people slightly. Some people gave some parts.
They look fucking crazy.
Yeah. If you had to be one of those people, I'd definitely be like, can you take my brows?
And I'm hoping it's all makeup, because poor people. I'm sorry if you look like that. That's crazy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. My breath. You heard me hold my breath. Oh, how dare you? Oh,
we all are different.
Yeah, no,
We're all fucking
I love
beautiful,
everything.
okay?
Yeah. Get it. So anyway, she's been abducted. Now she's hanging out. We see as she is over there pleading for her life, there's dead cats, mangled, bloody cats hanging from the...
I know, at first I was like, is this like a fucked up pet shop? Like, they're like, come pick your cat from a hook.
Hey girl, which one do you want? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch it. Oh no, wait, never mind. You did. You caught a cat. You hung it upside down. You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that
I
part's
don't
already
understand
been
all the dead cats.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Be honest, don't understand this entire opening scene. I have no idea what it gives. I don't know what it's there for.
Yeah, because I will say it's almost a little repetitive. And maybe, tell us if we're wrong, people. Or no, not even that we're wrong, but I'm almost wondering, because we've only seen the unrated version ever. You know, we didn't catch it in the theaters a while back. So every time we've watched this movie, it's the unrated version. I almost wonder if that's in the unrated version or in the regular version. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why that wouldn't be, but there's some stuff later that's a little repetitive, especially how the demon interacts, kind of like we just talked about with the like, Daddy, why are you doing this? Like, so it's not scary the second time around when it comes
especially
back.
when you know that the person is in fact possessed. See, we don't know this girl's possessed. She's you're almost like, what the hell's going on? Everybody else seems evil.
Mm-hmm.
They've abducted her. There's a lady speaking in a foreign language we don't know. She's reading from a menacing book. There's dead cats hanging everywhere. The girl is tied up to a post in the cellar. So everything is like pointing at poor girl. But then the dad is like, no, we've got you tied up because you killed your mom.
She's like, why are you saying these things?
Why?
And then he douses her with gasoline and catches her on fire. And then she starts being like, I'm gonna rip your fucking soul out, Daddy.
Yeah, Dad. Fuck you, motherfucker. Like, it goes F words, bombs are flying.
And there's a lot of, like, threatening of the souls. Like, there's a lot of, like, I'm gonna shit on your soul. I'm gonna fuck your soul. Yeah. I'm gonna rip your soul out. I'm gonna
eat it.
I'm
gonna fuck it and eat it.
I'm gonna fuck your soul.
You're like, got it. You want to do a lot of different things to
my
their
soul.
souls.
Her soul's getting raped in hell. You're like, okay.
Gotcha.
Or your sister, yes, whatever.
Anyway, yeah, like, she's calling her mom a whore. She's killed her mom. Okay, so we get it. She's bad. She's on fire. She's not dying. So Dad does second best thing and blows her head off with a little homage. We have like a boomstick scene.
Yeah.
And her head explodes. So she dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get that, like, cut to title card, Evil Dead, ominous music, it's high pitched, and then next is just a Jeep driving through. We get an aerial view, a little drone view of a car winding through
the forest.
Same forest, it would seem.
Yes, and then
arriving at.
And this movie is kind of a continuation, like we said earlier, of the original films, and you even spot Ash's beat up car in front of the cabin
Delta 88
where we set our scene next.
Yeah, so the arrival is a Jeep pulls up to the infamous cabin where it often takes place.
Shit goes down in this cabin a lot. People need to just stay away.
And there's a guy gets out, and he's followed by a girl, and their names are David and Natalie. And David and Natalie meet outside Olivia and Eric. And David at least knows Olivia and Eric. Natalie's being introduced as, like, the new girlfriend.
She's like, hey, you're like a doctor, right?
Like,
no, I'm just a nurse, bitch.
Actually, no. Yeah, Olivia is the nurse, and Eric is just, like, the resident nerd. He's got the glasses.
And he's like, has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's got, he is a little upset because
I'm waiting for you all day, bro.
David, was running a little late and maybe forgot to send a text. And so he's just, like, super pissed about it. And then he, like, leans really close in, and I'm like, oh, are they, like, a thing? And he's like, your sister's waiting in the back. So we're like, okay, sister time. That's Jane Levy.
Yeah, the movie almost starts like a weird Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
This portion, how it plays out, it's a little too earnest. And
we're all meeting here at the cabin.
Where he's all like, hey, sis, you look great. Just like their interactions, like
I brought you a necklace.
Are a little too, like I said, a little too
You're so
earnest.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, brother telling, I'm like, whoa, wait a second. What's going on here?
And that's, I'm not even creeped out by that. It's just all a little too saccharine.
Even us finding out that she's a heroin addict and that they're all there because she's going to try to quit cold turkey, that whole scene plays out earnestly, too.
Yeah, exactly. And because Olivia's a nurse, so she's going to kind of take care of everybody.
Also, Olivia being a nurse, she pulls out this medical bag that I didn't know that nurses just got to keep on the fly.
Yeah, right.
I had no idea that nurses just had medical bags with, like, high-grade drugs that they just got to keep.
I'm a nurse, so...
Yeah, and she plays that like, I'm a registered nurse.
I'm using this for my nursing.
That's why I know all the things.
This is my nurse box.
My nurse.
I take it when I do my nursing. It goes wherever I go when I have to nurse up things or people.
And I say things that are really vaguely medical. Like...
She's like, damn it, you caught me. I stole all this shit and
This is my fake certificate.
Flunked out after one semester of community college for my nursing degree.
And also, David and Mia, the brother-sister duo, they have a backstory. They're not getting along too well because David kind of like, he jumped town, he got a job, Mom was dying, and he couldn't handle it.
He didn't come see Mama.
He didn't come see Mama.
Mama screamed for him.
I even acted like I was you. Okay, also, they're here at this cabin that they supposedly, like, inherited, or it was Mom's. They visited, it was in their family, but it doesn't look very well kept up.
Yeah, it's like, who's been checking on the place? How did a cult get in? Because you're going to find out it was in this cabin, just FYI.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
And very quickly we kind of find out, because like they
rug,
walk up,
the
house is broken into, they get in there, the dog finds the blood-stained cellar door.
Yeah.
And
they see all the blood, and there's that reveal of like, oh, a cellar door.
Yeah. And before that, though, we get this view, or we get to take in all of the little areas of, oh my goodness, we're passing by this
We're
cult.
passing by a cult as we speak called The Family. Look it up online if you want. The Family in Oklahoma.
Yes.
It's a legit cult, and they have headquarters like out here in the middle of nowhere. We're driving by it.
I forgot we
creepy.
were going to drive by them too. Oh man.
Yeah, guys, Google it. It's some
Google
weird
it.
stuff.
The Family.
The Family.
We do plan to have a podcast where we come out here for The Family, but we kind of are trying to figure out like what the hell
it's
would
not
we
like we're
even
gonna
do?
go like knock on the door.
Not gonna join up or anything. Get my first dosage of brainwashing.
Yeah.
But okay, back to the cult that's in this movie that we're talking about. So they're at the house. They can obviously see it's been broken into. They're going around to all the rooms. And why does like all the pictures look like they were just taken 2 weeks ago?
I know, and then like just put in black and white or something.
Yeah, like just so it looked like they had
this movie lacks color anyway, so they might not even be in black and white, but it just
it's like a
looks that
vintage
way.
saturation on them. It's like, am I supposed to think these were from years ago because you all look the same age,
same hair, yeah.
Everybody, like he looks like the only thing that happened is he grew his beard out. Like they were like you come in here, we're going to take a picture because you shaved, and then in a couple weeks we'll start shooting and you'll have some scruffies.
Like our production manager's going to stand in for your mom, or whatever.
That's all. Yeah, we don't ever meet her, but we just see a couple pictures. And I'm like, so did they live there at the cabin? Like, it's very heavily decorated with lots of pictures, and the kids have their own bedrooms and stuff. What? Okay. Anyways, we can be done talking about that. Tangent,
sorry if it seems like we're nitpicking. I, for one, actually kind of enjoy the movie, but there's a lot of things to kind of just poke at.
It's just, we wouldn't be a podcast that dissects a movie if we didn't do these very things.
That's true.
All right.
Remember, we're not haters.
We're not haters, and I haven't hated on it yet. It's just a misunderstanding. I think it could be cleared up, but okay.
Who did we talk to?
So they're there that night, and Olivia is telling David, like, hey, we've already done this merry-go-round with your sister before, where she told us she was going to quit. She tried to do it, and then 8 hours later, she was like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. I'm finding me some more heroin. There
was this hilarious, like, very dramatic around wishing well scene where she's all like, I'm going to quit, and I'm going to throw my stuff down the wishing well because I'm going to quit. And then it's like, because she can't just call up her dealer when
and
she
be
gets
like,
back.
meet me, like, it's kind of ridiculous, and it's a very very misunderstood way of like, so this is how people quit drugs. It's not at all.
This is like the dangerous way already. So mix that with demon
don't
possession.
Involve,
You might not want to invoke anything while you're trying to go cold turkey from your heroin habit.
And they've been there for a while. And Mia's just been complaining about the smell in the house. Like, she's
getting whiny.
Stinks.
She's getting
I can't tell.
She's starting to go through withdrawals, so she's very agitated.
Yeah, like, guys, I'm withdrawing, and so I'm agitated, and it stinks. Well, the dog also. I do love that the dog's name's Grandpa.
Yeah, this is when they discover basement.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dog's
the
been
little dog
sniffing
grandpa.
around, and David had brought the dog for Mia, like as like some kind of like friend to have during her withdrawals, and weird. Okay, another like, you brought the dog along, like God. The moment you see the dog on screen, you're like, okay, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, that's a big qualm with this movie.
Nothing works out. I mean, especially if you've seen any other Evil Dead, you know, like, shit didn't work out in the cabin.
Mostly everyone's gonna die, pretty much. There might be one person that makes it, but...
So, so we learned that, like, it's already happened before. They've already gone down this road with her. They're not going to do it again, so they want to hunker down. And if she wants to leave, they want to hold her against her will. And I'm like, okay, so it's a crime.
Yeah.
So they're asking the brother to play along with it, and
he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's my sister.
Yeah, I love her, man. Yeah. Okay.
I gotta do right by her now because I didn't do right by her when my mom was dying.
And Nurse Olivia is busting out her syringes with, like, sedatives. I'm like, what? You just get to hang out at your house with sedatives as a...
She's like, here, guys.
We find the the cellar door.
Of course, they gotta go down. The
two
guys go down to investigate.
I mean, duh.
Guess what they find? Do you think they find the Book of the Dead? Well, you're right.
Yeah, they find dead cats, which... There's the smell, and then the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon, even though they never call it that.
And it has it's been updated with new illustrations.
Yeah, and
some of the words are different.
Covering on it and stuff is not, there's not like a face in it anymore.
I do like how it's bound by
barbed wire.
The barbed wire and the plastic. That's a cool look. Very industrial. But, yeah, it looks like a graphic designer created all the pages. Like, it's a little too perfectly fucked up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a little too literal. Like, when shit starts going down there at the cabin, the illustrations are, it's just a little too close. Like, it's not even symbolic anymore. It's like, oh, yeah, and she'll douse herself with hot water. And
it just tells them exactly what to do.
Okay, so they go down there. We find the book. They bring the book up. Next morning, Mia is in, like, the throes of withdrawals.
She's pissed. She's freaking out.
Going pacing around. It's raining outside, so everybody's in, but not her. She's outside walking around in the rain.
I'm acting like I have no sympathy. No, she's doing this all the wrong way. I do have sympathy for her. She's going through withdrawals out in the middle of nowhere, and no one...
don't know any better, or they
have a nurse that's nursing.
It's weirdly non-supportive. The friends are kind of like unsupportive
like,
yet supportive.
She's such a bitch. She's going through withdrawals.
I'm like so over it, but whatever. Okay, and
then
what else?
Mia decides to take a hot shower.
There's the meat carving scene.
Yes, tell us about it.
There's the meat carving scene, and that's kind of like one of those like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? You know, like what is one thing they're doing in the morning is carving meat.
So you're like, I know this is gonna come back.
Yeah, like
if you see a gun in the first act, it's gonna get used by the third. So in this case, you see a meat slicer,
an electric meat cutter. So that's happening, the meat cutter, and we've got Eric in his bedroom reading from that book, and he starts reciting.
Yeah. It even says, like, do not read, do not write.
Yeah, leave this book
But what
alone.
does he decide to do? He's like, I'm going to say it out loud anyways.
I think I'm going to read it. And
there's only dead cats in the basement.
Mia's circling around. She sees this, like, vision or this apparition, and it looks a lot like her. But she sees it in the forest, and then she starts, like, vomiting. And
we get that classic Evil Dead, like, roaming camera through the woods, coming up on her really fast, and then all of a sudden she's sick and sees the girl in the woods. It's like the spirits are coming. Yeah,
they're coming, and they're coming for her. So she runs inside and is like, I can't be here. I've got to go. Everybody's like, no, you're staying here. She somehow gets a hold of somebody's keys and heads out the door, gets in their car. Does she not take
the shower first, or that's later? Oh, okay, yeah. And she's like, and you know what? Not only do I have to leave, but I have to leave fucking fast, and I'm going to drive recklessly.
I'm going to drive recklessly and lose control when I see the apparition again.
She's going to jump in front of my car.
And I'm going to lose control and go right into a swamp. And So now she's in the swamp, and it's more than just an apparition. There's somebody else in the swamp trying to pull her down, and then like regurgitate this weird like worm thing
there's like a
on
good jump
her.
scare in the water where she's like, "Oh, okay, I think the thing's gone," and then it's like boogity boogity boo, like jumps out of the mud at her.
And it looks like her, but it's paler and it has different eyes and stringier hair.
Paler and with contact lenses.
Yes, there you go. A demonic version of Mia. And her friends find her just in time, save her as she's being like raped by the tree branches.
And again, an homage to the original. I think that's just something these in the woods, they like to violate you with their branches.
Yeah,
and this one has like another, like a branch creature that comes out. It's like this slimy, wormy branch.
And it
goes
up her coochie, which
for Connie.
That's not okay. Okay, so she gets back, and that's when we have her getting herself, like, she's like, oh my god, like, people are coming after me. Nobody believes her. They think that she was basically just trying to, like, hurt herself.
Yeah, they're like, go take a hot shower, bitch.
Yeah, so she goes into the bathroom, and David tries to go find the dog.
Grandpa! And I'm like, don't you fucking hurt Grandpa. I'll die of a Grandpa. He and I share a name. Like, a lot of people call me Grandpa.
I call you Papa a lot. But guess what? Grandpa's dead. He finds him with he's been bludgeoned. It's really sad. I don't get it. It's like, why do we bring this dog?
You don't fucking kill dogs or kids in movies. I'm sorry.
You just don't.
I mean, you can shock us, but I'm pissed that Grandpa died.
I'm really pissed only because it doesn't seem to serve any
Grandpa
purpose.
should have been the final girl in this movie.
Exactly. You are so right. Let's write the next Evil Dead.
But it's going to be a dog hero at the
end. So he's pissed. David's pissed. He's got a reason to believe that it's Mia, because she'd been out there all morning long, just pacing around, losing control of herself. So he goes to the bathroom to confront her, but she's locked in, and she's taking a hot shower. I mean,
and then
a real hot shower.
Yeah, but it's like really, really hot.
Like so hot that it's melting her face off and giving her third-degree burns.
Well, and then the weird thing, it's like there's like a weird water heater in the bathroom that's exposed, and you just see the flames shoot up, and then the water's getting hot and scalding her. I don't get it. I guess maybe I was like,
we
who
just
has one
not
of those?
seen...
Who has like a big ass open flame to heat their water in their bathroom?
We don't. Not at our cabin. Not at Tall Oaks.
Not
Kaimichi Cabins isn't like that.
So.
She's got a regular stand-in shower, toilet.
So far, we haven't been possessed yet.
Not yet.
This could be the year,
Night's
guys!
young. So finally he breaks the door down because he's also starting to think something's wrong with her. Maybe he can hear the crazy music that we all hear throughout it. They're like, oh, oh,
yeah.
oh, 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 oh. It's like constant through all of it.
And when do they sing their lullaby to each other? They set that up at one point. There's a lullaby.
Yeah, she does when they're having a little moment out there in the backyard. She's like, do you remember that song, that lullaby Mom used to sing to us? But she doesn't sing it right then. It's not until later that we get our little baby, little baby.
Here,
and she breaks out like Britney.
I'll take the low.
Right now. Or should we just wait for
baby,
little baby. Yeah.
That was for you guys.
Thanks for listening to that. So, yeah, David's like busting down the door to find her collapsed like in the shower with half her face melted off. And Nurse Olivia comes in. She's like, oh, I'm going to save the day. Got my syringe.
I got my nursing bag.
Someone needs to take her off this night shift. Like, she's done.
She needs her 12 hours off.
She kind of finally admits that, like, hey guys, I think this is a little more than I could take on.
I thought we were just coming to force somebody to
She might need
withdraw.
help. She might need help. So David puts her in the car and tries to take her to the hospital, but
the road's flooded, guys, because it's been raining. You know, we talked about the rain earlier, and just flooded the road.
It flooded everything. Eric's reading from the book again, and he finds the image of the girl burning scorching herself from water. And so he's making that direct connection.
Oh, damn, that's what she just did.
That's what happened.
Whoa.
And so David has no choice. Got to go back to the cabin, give her some sedative, have her go to sleep it off, right? She'll heal up in the morning time. This is all going to be better in the morning. That's what they're thinking as they're coming up with their plan. Mia is sleeping, at least we think she's sleeping. But remember, like, at the beginning of the movie when we told you that dad shot his daughter's head off?
Uh-huh.
Well, Mia found that gun.
Oh, shit.
Weird that she found that gun. She was really quiet about it. Like, I didn't even know she'd gotten up, but she found it, and she is possessed at this point, and there's not really any, like, everybody sees her in the hallway.
She's
and
shooting
there's
and
no
going crazy.
denying it. Like, she's all twitching.
Doesn't she shoot David?
Yeah, she tries to shoot David.
I think a little buckshot gets
barely.
in him.
It's like, he doesn't get taken out. What's funny is a lot happens to this guy.
Yeah.
And
then the funny response to her, like, going crazy is how they just throw her in the basement. Like, they don't, like, just kind of kick her down there. It's, like, straight up, like, thrown down to the bottom.
If you had thrown up gallons of blood and visceral on me, Josh, I'd have thrown your ass in a cellar, too.
I guess you're absolutely right. I wouldn't have been polite about it.
Yeah. And that's kind of a fun image when they're fighting with her to get that gun.
And she's like,
and it's a literal, like, 5 gallons that comes tumbling out of her.
So much.
So, they throw her in the cellar. Now she's Cellarinda.
Cellarinda, night and day in Cellarinda. Hump the basement. Shoot your brother.
She does, like, there is another cool scene during that when the door bursts open and there's, like, a huge gust of wind.
Yes, and she's like, they're here.
The possessed are talking through her, and they're all like, you're all gonna die tonight.
Or of, like, I'm gonna fuck your soul and stuff. Yeah, we get a lot of soul talk.
There's a lot of soul fucking. They want to. It's titillating what they want to do with the soul.
Tits?
Chicken soup for the soul? Do you remember those books from the 90s?
Demon soup for the soul.
Okay, so now we've got Mia down in the cellar where she belongs, and Eric's like, okay, guys, I guess this is the part where I tell you everything I've been reading about.
Yeah, he's like, I found this book.
And Olivia's like, I'm covered in blood and guts, so I've got to go I need to go take a shower, which I thought, didn't the bathroom just explode, basically? But whatever.
How are they going to take another shower?
Yeah, I didn't quite get it, because it did catch on fire, but yet she's in there now, and it looks like nothing's wrong. That's the same, I think it's the same bath. I mean, it's a small cabin, so...
Yeah, there's so much activity going on sometimes in different rooms that people are acting like they can't hear or don't know about. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, he's literally just right next door. They don't hear the screaming or the shouting. There's so many
exterior shots of that cabin that you see it's small. Why are these idiots acting like they
don't know what's going on in the other room?
That the walls aren't fucking paper thin. Also, a lot of cabins are like that. Even the cabin we go to, like, it's small.
Yeah.
There's like basically like 2 rooms and an open area.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot. You can't get lost in our cabin. If something happened to Josh, I would definitely hear it.
She would be hearing it, yeah.
So anyway, she's in the bathroom taking her big dump, and she decides she's gonna bust a mirror, or the mirror busts. Something. She hits it, or the mirror busts.
And she's like, well, I'm just gonna have to pick up this glass and cut my face off.
She does. She just...
That's her normal reaction,
just sawing away, giving her a little Joker mouth, basically. And Eric is like, where's Olivia? She's been taking a monster dump for a really long time. I'll go find her.
I'm going to go tell her to courtesy flush.
Yeah. Or, could you light a candle? So he goes to tell her, like, girl, light a candle. And he sees her sawing at her face. And she, I guess, brought her medical bag, because... Next thing is she grabs like the syringe, and this is I can't stand
this. This is fucking gross.
I can't stand this scene.
It's one I definitely kind of have to like.
It's so cringy.
Hit the 10-second forward button.
Yeah.
Where she's stabbing him in the eyeball with needles.
Don't need to keep seeing it.
And then it breaks off in his eye.
Oh
He's
my
got
God.
to pull it out.
Can you imagine being punctured like repeatedly?
No.
The camera lingers on these shots, and it's just repetitive, like 10 times.
And again, we've only seen the unrated, so I wonder how much of that you saw in the theater, but yeah, it's unrelenting. It's
there's not a lot of.
It makes my eyeballs hurt.
Oh man, and so yeah, basically that happens. Somehow there's a toilet that busts. He takes a part of the busted toilet top and bashes her head in. But she also stabbed him with a huge chunk of that mirror shard that's broken.
Or he pulls it out himself, right? Or
David pulls it out, but yeah, like it's
it's so nice of David to pull out.
We don't want to get Eric pregnant, like have a love child. And so Eric's losing a lot of blood, and I don't get this, Josh. Do you know why David tells Natalie, like, go get water and sugar? Like, he's bleeding to death.
Maybe because, like when you get your blood taken, how you get dizzy, so they'll give you a cookie.
Okay.
Maybe it's something to do with that. Like, he needs some...
Gotta be functioning.
He needs some sugar.
Yeah, he duct tapes him up, but he gives him or tells his girlfriend, the one that
has nothing to do with this movie.
That we're just now really talking about.
This girl is the most underdeveloped character in movie history.
She hangs on the fringes, literally from the first scene of introduction, where they're like, "This is my girlfriend Natalie." She's like, "Hi," and then we don't hear of her at all again.
She might say like, "Hi, you're the doctor, right?" "No, I'm a nurse." "Oh, hi." And then she's the most boring out of all the possessed, because she does some nasty shit.
Yeah, like she's the one that was using the electric knife earlier, cutting the meat. So it's like,
I wonder if
yeah, well,
she knows how to use it.
Yeah. Okay, so she is being sent to go find sugar and water in the kitchen, which is forever away from.
So far away that they don't hear what's going on.
Because also, like, there's like a shed on the premises. That's where like Grandpa the dog was found. Mm-hmm. It's not that far away, guys. The property is super fucking small. It's in between this like heavily forested area.
Yeah, you would hear things.
I don't get it at all. Okay, but yeah, so she's in there and she gets coaxed to checking on Mia. Mia's like down in the cellar, and she's like, "Oh no, you've left me down here! How dare you!"
And she's like, "Okay, I'll take the bait."
The audacity! And so Natalie's like, "I'm sorry, the audacity we have. Let me come check on you, Natalie."
"Hey girl, I know we haven't like talked at all, but we felt really bad for you, and so we had to put you down here because you were being like violent. So
yeah.
I know you're like crazy as fuck, and we had to put you down here, but I'm gonna come down here to fucking talk to you because you sounded sad."
Yeah, you sound like you were crying, and like I didn't know if you were crying because like I don't know if anybody's told you, but like your friend's dead. Like your other friend, the one with the glasses, like the nurse lady, her head's bashed in. So I hate to break it to you. I'm Natalie.
You should know.
Hi, I'm Natalie. That's it.
It's like, actually, it's Natalie.
Okay, yeah. So she gets in the cellar. We get this like, the floorboard to the cellar, the stairs is creaky and might fall through. Like, just lame build up for reasons why she can't seem to climb out of the cellar.
Of course it breaks, and then of course we get it's now become very cliche and overused shot of like someone getting yanked away from the camera. If I see that one more fucking time in the movie. This was earlier. This is 2013. So they were probably one of the early ones to do it. So yeah. I'll give them that. But it's become such a trope in horror movies that like every like ghost movie or whatever has that scene where they're just getting pulled away really fast away from the camera.
I was looking up earlier just to see like, what else was coming out in 2013 that used that type of like tactic, the scare tactic, and it's like in the same year Oculus came out, Insidious 2 came out, The Conjuring came out, like just all of those that were Mama, all those movies that is like the go-to scare. It was a very saturated year for that, for sure.
Yeah.
So now she's down there getting like finger fucked by Mia. Mia's having a weird like
Pleasure Town.
yeah,
thing.
going to Pleasure Town on her. She takes like a box cutter to her tongue.
And then she's like,
slices.
make out with me.
Yep, she does all that.
This movie definitely goes for like the gross out gore, which is fun, but sometimes I will say it's excessive and
It kind of lacks
like,
the
fuck.
charm and hilarity.
Yeah, kind of like that
the
absurdist.
other Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That slapstick humor.
Yes.
When you have so much gore, you almost need to laugh it off a little bit. Like, there's not really a lot of give.
Stick, if you will. They call
Splat, slap, splat,
it.
slap.
There's slap and splat.
Splat, slap. You're a bitch slap.
I know. Thank you. Guys, I'm glad you didn't see that.
What? You didn't want them to share in the joy of my...
Your weird, like, motorboating the air.
With my tongue? Okay. All right. So, they saved Natalie. Yay! We've got David and Eric, who's nearly dead, just hanging on by a prayer. Saving Natalie. And
hasn't she already cut her arm off?
No, Natalie,
oh, okay.
no, she's been yanked down in the cellar,
Yes.
and Mia was going to town on her, bitter.
Oh, that's right.
So we get her out of the cellar, and she's all like in the kitchen trying to clean her bite wound.
And then her hands all like getting infected.
It's infected for sure.
So she's like popping the bloody pus out of it over and over.
Ew, it's kind of, it's
If you
not
like
even
those
kinda
pimple
gross.
popping videos, you'll love it.
Oh, you'll be like jizzing over it. It's like, it's a lot.
A lot of bloody pus.
It's a lot of blood pus coming out, and it's black and gross. And then her
she's like,
arm just kind of gets like taken over and it starts rotting.
She's like, oh shit, this thing's gonna kill me.
And Mia's coming out of the cellar like a little bit, doing another homage from the original where Sally's down there and her eyeballs kind of creep up and she's like, well, I like that.
I do too.
I like when Mia is playing her demonic self.
Yeah.
She does a really good job. Because she's possessed. Duh. And she's acting, but it's her job.
Oh, she wasn't really possessed?
No.
This isn't a documentary.
This
That's what you're
is
telling me.
not a documentary. She's she's an actress. An actress.
So like an optometrist.
Kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely with your eyeballs for sure. Okay, so Mia is like kind of coaxing her into like, hey, you shouldn't, but maybe you should like saw your arm off. It's funny.
And she's like, okay, I guess I will. And she does, and it's like hanging there by a ligament at one point.
Oh my god, yeah, when Eric and David check on her, she's all in there and it's just dangling by a skin.
And then
it
it
falls.
and then it pulls away finally.
Oh!
It hits the ground hard. That's kind of a cool moment. I like that. She's like, and then of course, she does become demonic, right?
Yeah, she kind of she collapses and passes out, and Eric is like telling David about the book and how like the book is evil, and there's like it's trying to get a whole bunch of souls to let loose the abomination. And what the fuck, Eric? Why did you read
mumbo jumbo.
all of that shit? Why did you open it at all? And he is kind of like taking, not credit, but it's like saying like, I'm to blame. I read it. Your sister's really possessed. And David's like, well, I don't really want to do anything to her. And he's all like, Eric's calling him a coward when girlfriend girl shows up with a nail gun and starts shooting
them like rawhide style.
Rawhide.
She thinks she's like a fucking cowgirl.
She is like Wild Westing it, like, and they're like diving underneath the couches.
She gets a lot of good ones in, and then
yeah.
they get a hold of it, right? So shooting her in the face, and she gets like covered, her face
Oh,
covered.
she
with
has
them.
like them in her cheekbones, like.
And this is what I was talking about earlier when they then kind of redo this gag where she's all like, "Why are you guys hurting me?" Like, what's happening?
I don't know what's wrong with me.
And this will happen a third time.
Yes.
In just a short while.
So we don't like it. It's worn off its welcome. no thank you. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, girl.
Okay, so where are we at? She's gonna die because they're trying to keep the movie going. So David finds that shotgun. He shoots off Natalie's other arm because she's been trying to like bludgeon Eric.
Yeah,
There's a lot of bludgeoning.
And he gets her just in time because she's about to get like a final death blow to Eric.
How is he not dead? He's been okay. He's been
needle stabbed in the eye.
Stabbed, and then
stabbed
right next to the heart. He's got blood busting out everywhere.
The sugar must have saved him.
It's got to be the sugar and the water.
Right, if I ever get stabbed, get sugar water right away.
Okay, that's the first thing I'm calling for. Like,
get him sugar water!
Do you know anyone with sugar water? And they're like, ma'am, he has an ingrown toenail. Get him sugar water!
He's dying.
So, okay. We've got still more. There's still more to talk about.
God. It just keeps going. There's so much possession and gore.
Yeah, we've got dead Natalie now. She's got absolutely no arms.
She's a lot different than alive Natalie.
Not really.
No, that's true. Not really. They're both dead as a doornail.
Okay. So David does get some information from Eric that like you've got to do one of three things to your sister. You have to light her on fire, bury her alive, or what's that last thing? Sing her a lullaby or something. Like he's gonna do all of them. Dismember. That's right. Yeah.
Dismember, bury, or purify by fire.
Purify by fire. So he's like, but I don't wanna.
He's like, I guess I'll bury her. So he buries her.
First, he decides to try to blow up the cabin, and that doesn't really go too well.
Tries to resuscitate her.
Yeah, he takes her and he finds he
MacGyvers a thing together.
Yeah,
to, like,
from a car part.
To try to start her heart.
Adrenaline from the nurse bag that never seems to run out of supplies.
Yeah.
Like the good drugs too.
She had the adrenaline.
She had adrenaline for when Mia's heart stops, and guess that happens
and
often.
He knew how much to use.
And there were multiple syringes in her chest as well.
That's like quite a bit.
He tried to bury her, and then she had done that whole thing where she was like, no, I'm actually alive, but it's just me, devil me. And then, he does try to turn on the car engine thing and get her heart to start. And finally, it doesn't, but it does, because then she's herself. Like, she's finally...
Doesn't he bury her? He's going to, and she's all like doing the same thing, like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Like, he buries her, and she's like, oh my god, like,
and she's alive again.
It's a lot of repetitiveness going on. Like, he thinks she's dead,
and then
she
dies.
Eric comes back to life. So then, David like shoots the gun one last time, blows up a lighter that now. The gasoline that was poured earlier, it's like ignites it, the house blows up, and now it's just Mia.
And you know, at one time that was a fine house.
It was, from the outside it didn't look like much, but when you got in, there were rooms upon rooms and levels and levels of, like, this is actually a good, like, cabin in the woods.
You could really disappear out here.
So now we get ending number 2. Because David's dead, our brother.
Now we have our final girl. We don't have Ash. It's not a sole survivor situation.
No, but she'll find a chainsaw. Mia will. Because she's going to have a final showdown with demonic Mia.
And there's some good moments. Like, it's pretty much like a big chase scene. You know, she's hiding in a car, then she's hiding in a shed in between, like, the walls, and that lady's stabbing through and gets, like, good chunks out of her leg, too. Yeah, Devil Mia's, like, taking chunks out of her leg.
Oh, there is, like, a really good, where the machete goes through.
Right through her, like,
and
slices
it's, like,
her.
Just her kneecap, but, like, I totally get it.
It looks like it fucking hurt.
Ow!
You're like, no!
So she gets cut up that way. She escapes. A lot of cat and mouse with that. And it rains blood. There's so much blood in this movie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I read they use like 55,000 gallons or tons of blood. It was just insane.
That's crazy.
There's a blood rain sequence where there's a car flipped over on Mia's arm, and she's got to use the chainsaw
and then she, like,
that
just
she
pulls it off.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of dismembering, lots and lots of blood. Lots of uncomfortable gore, like the eye stuff, and
she
even the
literally
burning.
saws the devil Mia like in half with
That's
the
cool.
chainsaw.
That's kind of like the big finale at the end. She saws her in half.
There's blood just spewing in her face from the body. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
The audacity.
It's audacious. The audacity it has. And I like that's like a good part of it.
Not all filmmaking needs to be subtle.
No, we love a bloody rain scene.
Yeah.
Right before the sun comes up, and so we get a final. Her just.
A nice little trucker man helps her.
Yeah,
right?
like there's like a couple credits that go through, and then we see her cut to again. She's collapsed on the on the highway. Like somebody's gonna hit her if they don't stop. But so yeah, like a trucker guy's like, "Oh, hey girl with one arm, hey, you need some help? Let's get you off to safety." And then by the end of all the credits, we get a nice little silhouette of Bruce Campbell, and he says groovy.
Yes, I love that.
And then
tying
we're
it all
done.
together, giving his little nod, like, yep, my little stamp of approval.
So there you go.
Yeah, we're getting closer to our
Evil
cabin,
Dead.
guys, to have our Evil Dead weekend, and we'll be right back in a few seconds to talk more about the movie, our knife ratings, our favorite scenes, and all
that
jazz.
shiz.
Yeah, bitch.
All right. Cheers to the weekend.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Bye. All right, we're back. Here we are. Welcome back.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're here in the car. We're headed back from Broken Bow, Oklahoma,
Guys,
in our wonderful cabin.
We are so relaxed and refreshed.
And
Talk about some R&R.
rejuvenated, revitalized.
I mean, we even got
Replenished.
vaginal rejuvenation when we were
did.
down.
Strange because we were touching each other's wieners.
Yeah,
'cause
you know what?
that
We
was-
actually touched wieners this weekend. We were cooking out, and we had our wieners out on a stick, and my wiener touched her wiener, and it just happened, and they cooked, and we ate them.
And then we kept kind of touching because we were like, let's just test it out. Like, how does this really feel? And it felt good.
I
what
think
else
the
did we
wieners cooked.
like, what
We got
else did-
extra charred.
We drank a lot. We had a lot of Moscow mules.
Moscow Mule.
Kept it COVID safe, so
Kept
we
the COVID safe.
didn't. I'm like, are you going to do that for the whole thing? Because it's going
The
to take a
whole
while.
thing.
The whole thing. We kept it COVID safe, so we ordered a pizza one evening from that
Oh my God.
wonderful
Grateful
pizza.
Dead. We probably talked about it last time we were.
Grateful Head, yeah.
Grateful Head.
Yeah. Yummy pizza. We had that first night we got it. Saturday,
Yeah.
Saturday night.
It's now Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Driving back
I'm
home.
like, I've spent way too many minutes in the
Oh
hot
my gosh,
tub.
that's the best part. The hot tub. We
It's nice and
made a
chill.
puzzle. We did this awesome puzzle. It's all like horror houses, and we did some hiking.
Yes.
And like we said, we cooked our wieners.
We took wieners,
Listened to
cooked
ghost
wieners,
stories and cooked our wieners.
and cooked a marshmallow, made some s'mores.
And we reminisced about Evil Dead.
Watched-
Not the Evil Dead, but
No.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. But we also, this just came into my head, we watched The Forest.
The Forest. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What a misfire.
Yeah, like, okay, all right, one day we'll cover it, right?
Yeah, you
We
may
can
or
talk
may
about
not
that,
get
but-
a Forest episode.
Yeah,
someday.
we tried something new.
Even though we tried not to be haters, we were talking the other day and we're like, I think we're kind of funnier when we're hating. No. But
And-
sometimes it's fun just to poke a little fun.
Yeah,
It's fun
and
to
it's
poke a
almost
little
like you don't
fun.
have to hate the movie to just kind of like be giving it a little shade, which
And there's a lot of things we like about things that we make fun of, too.
Yes.
It's just fun to make fun.
it is. If
Something
this
to
is,
do with something. Fun
this
to
is
make
a
fun.
safe place.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know this is a safe place, and I'm a safe person, and if you need a safe person place, come to me.
What she means is she won't talk shit to your face. She'll wait till you leave.
Right, like the door
And then she'll
will
tell
click.
me about it.
Yeah, the door will click, and I'll be like, do you want to know all these secrets? Because I can't possibly keep them in any longer.
But basically what we're saying to round it out is we had a way better cabin in the weekend than the folks in Evil Dead.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and our cabin was like renovated too. We walked
that was
in,
the best part, yeah.
And it was the best part of the whole trip because it was this like happy, nice surprise. We love our cabin. It was a little rustic.
Yeah, if you guys remember, this is our third time staying at the Tall Oaks cabin.
Tall Oaks.
In
Kiamichi Cabins.
Near Beavers Bend State Park.
Yep. In Broken Bow, Hochatown, Oklahoma. I mean, it's crazy how many ways you describe where this cabin is.
Yes.
But, okay, so we walk in, and we're used to just a certain setup. And it's like completely flipped, but like the appliances are updated, and there's some new furniture.
That place got a major upgrade. We were so happy.
There
Because
were
you know what
2
didn't
heating
get
units.
upgraded? The price.
Oh, well, yeah. Not too bad, but now when I walked in there, I was like, okay, this is totally worth it. Like, all of a sudden, like, it's not just the hot tub that we keep coming back to. The cabin itself. Nice. And we didn't even need that Fire Stick because guess what? Josh didn't send me a text message.
She's lying. I had typed it, and she even saw that I had typed it. I just had forgotten to hit send. But you know what? When you're best friends, you can just like, no.
You just know. You just know. But we didn't need it because the TV was already set up for like Netflix.
It was like a
all the
smart
apps.
TV,
It
guys.
was super fucking smart.
And it was funny this morning. We had a hard time like figuring out how to unsign out of Netflix. We're like, we cannot keep our account signed in here.
Like other people cannot benefit from a Netflix account.
But guys, we figured it out.
Yeah, I got logged out, and I just don't want to get hacked.
No one is gonna watch Nailed It on her watch.
Hell no. No, because you can't be ruining shit for me.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Christmas edition. Okay. So yeah, the upgrades were amazing, and that's awesome because the cabin in Evil Dead is like,
it's ugly.
We would not have stayed there.
No, you and I mean, we're not bougie. We're not like the richest folk at all.
There were decaying cats.
But yeah, if we walked in and it stank and it was dusty and musty, we would be like, we're not staying here.
Yeah, can I get my deposit back? But no, they walk in and they're just like, all right, let's clean it up, have our weird little sweeping up montage.
This really unwelcoming place is the perfect spot for my sister to detox.
Like,
just makes sense.
I spent so much time thinking through, like, what's the perfect environment for Sis to be in while she is rejuvenating herself, vaginally rejuvenating herself.
Like, criteria number 1, make sure there is nothing remotely comfortable about the place.
Creaky floorboards.
Drafty, dusty,
crazy
dark,
blood smeared everywhere.
Stanky.
Stank breath.
Stank farts.
Oh, okay. So we did, so basically,
stank rotten cats.
Not really the place. I'm not
100%
completely convinced.
Not my vibe.
Not completely convinced that they had her best interests at heart.
No. They were like, it's free, guys.
Like, we're young 20s. She's...
Actually, I can't even tell how old they're supposed to be.
Well, wait, hold on. We got a nurse. But
like maybe 30-something.
Yeah, maybe in that later 20s range. I don't know. Nobody ever spills the beans on that. Okay, so I guess let's get into our fave scenes. Do you want to go first?
I'll take one for the team, and I'll go first, Miss Justine.
Okay. Is it really taking one for the team if we kind of just flip, change, like sometimes you do
kidding.
it? Okay.
I was just saying team and taking.
But you can have some
credit.
Putting
words together.
You get some credit. I'll give you credit. Here you go.
Okay, my favorite scene. I mean, I do love how over the top this movie goes, and it kind of does what the original does, but flips it on the head. Instead of being outrageous in kind of like a splat stick way, it's outrageous in a really...
Splat dick way?
Splat dick way. It's really outrageous and just like a very gory way.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
the first one's gory too, but like I said, it's a little bit more surreal.
It just kind of doesn't have the charm.
Yeah, it doesn't... It lacks...
There's a lot of...
the charm.
There's a lot of gore, but there's not really too much payoff. You don't have a lot of investment in any of these characters.
I mean, they try at least. I will give them that. They try
one
to do story. Comes
character
off a little...
that only do we care about, like, that she's sawing her arm off. Like, we never get to know her.
She's terribly written, for sure. I do like what they try to do with main girl, homegirl, what's her name?
Maya.
I do like her battle at the end. She kind of has a good story arc for the most part, but it does, especially that first 15 minutes is very, like, Lifetime movie and not, like, the fun Lifetime movies.
Yes. So what would your fave scene be then?
My fave scene is going to be, just because it is a really good homage and a tip of the hat to the original, I don't even know what you would call it, the tree...
Yeah, like that forest scene after she crashes her car.
Yeah, after she crashes her car. I don't want to say rape scene. It's more of like a possession scene, really. He just enters her body vaginally.
Sluggy, like little creepy, slimy thing going up her.
Yeah, I mean, that's
vaginal
hardcore. But
rejuvenation.
I would even say my favorite stuff is like pre-vaginal rejuvenation. It's when she's trying to crawl through it and it just keeps grabbing her arms.
Yeah.
It kind of does what the original tried to do a little better. And I think that might be the only moment that achieves that in this movie. And like I said, this is a totally different beast. I'm not saying I don't like this movie. Out of a lot of the recent remakes, this one's up there as one of the best of the last, 15, 20 years of remakes. So I would say that scene. I really like the payoff, how it starts down at the lake, in the car, and then her running. It's almost like as much of a chase scene as you get until the end. And I love a good chase scene.
Everything seems a lot more contained because they're in the house. And
this,
they
you're
don't really...
out of the house, and the forest is attacking. Like, she can't escape it at all. Nature is even not on her side. This thing can possess anything. And you get a lot of those fun tracking shots like the original where it's just like running through the woods.
Yeah, and it's a lot, but just for a moment. I do appreciate all of the little nods, the homage, the, little touches are simply that. They're little touches, and they're not like over the top. They're not trying to completely remake it or redo it.
Yeah, it's almost like a continuation.
That sweeping effect.
Continuation, or just like here's another chapter in the Evil Dead universe. Like here's where these creatures try to.
Like it's this cabin.
The Deadites.
Somebody else bought it, and that's what's been happening since then. It's just some other people getting possessed.
This thing is going to keep happening, and I do like how it sets up. Like you can keep having Evil Dead stories, even if Ash isn't involved or Maya. She's not in the next one.
We'll see. I'm like, we'll see. Maybe there will be one.
But we were huge Ash versus Evil Dead fans.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll have to figure out how to do like an episode of Ash versus Evil Dead. Go back to the cabin. It would have to be just a sweeping. It wouldn't. There's no way we could do it like a conventional episode.
Yeah.
Really,
luckily, most of those characters stick around through the whole series.
We could maybe talk like major story arcs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we'll figure out maybe next year.
That would actually be a really cool idea. Okay, so my fave scene, I'm going to go with the end. I love when she kind of meets the complete opposite version of herself, the evil deadite that mirrors her and kind of brings out the worst in her. And it's always... just kind of like right there, the sawing off of the arm when she gets trapped with the car.
Oh, that's brutal.
It's one of those like, oh my god.
So grotesque.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it, or maybe you just want to watch it just one time and
it
take
gives
it
you
in
that like, could I do that? Could I have done that in that moment?
127 hours moment where you're just like, okay, if I was Wedge, like, and it was either like
cut
my
your arm
whole
off
I'm
or
either gonna die or I want to think maybe I have the will inside me. I hope so. She certainly did. And I even like that chase scene between the two of them with that machete, and her hiding wedged in between the wall and
kicking out the wall, climbing out into
love
the rain.
That's a nice chase scene. It's
good.
A breakup from kind of the monotony of the film, which is just like we're all stuck in the cabin, and you just go to a room and there's somebody else pulling their face off, or somebody sawing their arm off, and
hot water getting boiled.
And that too, just I feel like once the character Eric dies, or whatever his name is, the friend who is always like referring back to the book, I feel like that stops with him. Like once he dies, they don't really mention too much about like I just relying too much on like, oh well, these are the steps, you know.
It's
it kind of
like
becomes intuitive.
Yeah, it's like he remembers what the book says and buries her and.
And then after that, it's like, okay, that all happened, but yet, like, she is still going to have her moment with this entity. And it's her rise. She's like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
I mean, almost literally, she comes out of the fucking soil anyway. She's a phoenix rising out of the soil.
It's nice. And
dirty ground.
Probably, to me, it's the best part. It's also, like... the scene where they spend like 50,000 gallons of fake blood, like just the amount of blood that rains on her. When she saws with the chainsaw her terrible self in half, and there's just blood just spewing out from the chainsaw all over her. She's getting drenched in all different directions. So much blood. I like it, even though it's like, this film is super, super gory. But there's something about it in that moment that I'm like, yes, this is just over the top. This reminds me of...
And we're also more familiar with the unrated version, too.
Yes, yeah. I want to say probably since it first came out in theaters, I have only seen the unrated version.
Same.
Okay.
But
well, there you go.
What's your knife rating, bitch?
Okay. I'm gonna go knife rating 3.5.
Oh,
it's like a good remake. Even though it's got a hill to climb, but it's better than like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and
aren't they all?
It's, better to me than Halloween. Like even the. Yeah, we'll just not go there. I don't need to keep listing off all that. Plus, who knows? One day we might cover one of them, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.
My opinions. Okay.
I was thinking like 3.5, and then just out of I'll go 3. I'll go a little on the lower end, but I'm with you. I like it. It's one of the better remakes. It does have a lot of great moments. Some really awesome gore. Some good slapdick. Slapdick. So, there you go.
Yeah, it's like 3.5, even though I feel like it did struggle a little bit with the story.
Yeah, there's some things that aren't great. Like, they really... what's her name? Natalie, the character's name? The girl that has zero to do until she's has something to do.
Hi! For no reason, just be...
It's like she's just there to have that one moment.
She needs to bring that sugar.
Yeah.
The sugar and water.
So, there you go. 3 knives and 3.5 knives.
Yeah, here we are. We're getting closer to our neck of the woods, so...
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Oklahoma City. We're getting out of, the southeastern hilly part of the
We
state.
didn't see a Sasquatch at all, either, so it's just...
And we get in the hot tub late at night, and it's kind of creepy out there. I'm always imagining a Sasquatch is going to
I'm thinking one's just going to, what is it, Harry and the Hendersons? I think I just want him to come and sit in the hot tub with us. And
I just want to be Henderson.
I want to be your Henderson.
But we have a great show coming to you next month. We are going to Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't worry.
Viva Las Vegas.
We're staying COVID safe. We will be staying with Justine's sister, who has actually been one of our quarantine buddies for almost this whole experience. She's moving, hi Dakota, to
Yeah.
Vegas in just a couple weeks, and we're literally going out there like 2 weeks later, and we're going to go to the Neon Graveyard.
We'll probably already miss her so much.
And tell them what movie we're going to do.
Oh yeah, going to that Neon Graveyard, and we're going to cover Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Another Gore.
Another slow burn. A24 horror. It'll be fun.
A little eyeball eating. Never
I think
hurt
you might
anybody.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
So come back.
Viva!
So this was what, episode 60?
Yeah, boo! It's
So-
episode 60.
So
Right
keep
now.
your eyeballs and your ears ready for episode 61.
61.
Vegas. Neon Demon. Neon
Uh-huh.
Graveyard Adventure.
Yeah.
We
And then,
appreciate you. Find us on Instagram.
Yeah, you got it. Instagram.
Rate
We're
and
on
review us.
Instagram.
That's the most important thing. The more you rate and review us, the more we get found. It's good for our show. It really
Yeah.
helps us. So if you enjoy listening, please do that.
And if you could, like, on your rate and review, if it's different than, like, your Instagram handle, we'd love to give shout-outs and stuff, so please let us know who you are. And we love talking to you guys on the Instagram.
We're on Twitter and
Twitter.
Facebook. We try to
Yep.
keep things pretty current on those.
TikTok.
So
I don't know if
interact
y'all know.
with us.
We're
Yeah, we're on
on
TikTok.
TikTok.
We make fucking TikTok stories now, guys.
We are
We
on
are like so hip.
the Talk Tick.
Okay?
We got a ring light. We've got all kinds of jazz.
She's not kidding.
Our elder millennial selves are, we're here to stay.
We are.
All right.
Stay tuned.
See you February.
Bye!